pollution there.
Who? Me?
Did anyone in Dubai
Delhi
burst
had
crackers?
very less pollution this time.
Did anyone in Dubai burst crackers?
A lot. Not me though, but a lot of people.
Please, I want to come and burst
I think
crackers.
it was allowed in Dubai this time.
Really? Call me wherever you are to burst crackers. I'll come.
Anyone from Dubai, ma'am?
Yeah, we are from
Yeah,
Dubai.
Alipia is from Dubai, Anil is from Dubai.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of
The
people from
reason
different.
why we are in Dubai on from 15th February to 23rd February.
When with which name did he say? Vivek? You're coming with that show that you organized in Nasik to Dubai?
No. Basically, there are 3 exhibitions and 1 conference in Dubai.
Oh, okay, you should meet us because we always invite. We always
So we are 50
celebrate. We always celebrate Entrepreneur Connect members when they visit Dubai.
Exactly. So we are 50 entrepreneurs from Nasik. We are coming on 15th February.
15th February. Oh, you're coming with Atul Thakur's group.
No, that's different group. Atul
That's
Thakur
a
is
different
group.
Okay.
Raghunath
Because
sir,
we've
good morning.
organized, we've organized Atul Thakur's group to have meetings at Expo, and we're going to help them with this entire partnership and expand, set up business and stuff here. And we've organized a meeting for his group of 150. I think that's coming.
Okay. Now we have 50 participants from Nasik itself.
Excellent. Okay, Anil, we are ready to go.
Right. Okay. To start, you mean?
So just very quickly, everyone, we've sent a link in the chat. Please start filling your introductions on it. You can edit it. So if you people who have come before, it will say that you've already filled the survey. So I allow you to edit it because every week your ask will be different. So you can just edit it. So now we are making your life easy. You don't have to refill the whole form every week. You can just edit your ask and, upgrade be more clear and things like that. Anil, go ahead.
Very good morning to all of you. Welcome to Entrepreneurs Connect Dubai, your own business referral network. Are you ready to take your business to the next working level? Then you are at the right place. What's so special about you today? Today we have a very special session. Rakesh Gopinath from India joining us today for a knowledge session. That's what we call for these sessions, knowledge sessions. Lifelong learning has been one of our core values, and it continues. It's the same. It's going to be forever. We know how important both personal and professional growth to our members. Because of this, we provide our chapter members with the opportunity and the resources to build their businesses and networking skills. Let me put my presentation on. Alifia, give me a second, please. For those who joined today, Entrepreneurs Connect 2.0 Business Referral Group. This is our brand name. And we are very unique. We are very different. We are based in Dubai. Today's agenda. Yeah. 7:50 to 8:35, that is the business referral network. And then 8:35 to 8:55, 20 minutes, Rakesh Gopinath, a knowledge session, and 8:50 to 5:55 to 9 o'clock, Alifia, vote of thanks. And then that's how the session is planned for today. And these are the values that we promote and propagate: accountability, transparency, generosity, trust, ethics, and discipline. Now, let me introduce our leadership. That's our president, Alifia Sura. Founder and Chief Strategy Officer, 10x Sales by Rooftop Sales and Strategy Coach, 10x CEOs. And then Vice President Operations, Mr. Gaurav Paul, he is absent today. He's still celebrating Deepavali. Anil Thomas, that's me. And Sabri Rajan, Vice President Marketing. Lauren Johnson, and Vice President Systems and Processes. Dr. Rajamani, Vice President International Operations based in Malaysia. Takyuddin, Vice President Events. Harihara Sharma, Head of India Operations. And thank you once again. Take it off from me, Alif. Thank you.
Thank you, Anil. So everyone, welcome to Entrepreneur Connect. It's a deep pleasure to have you back every Saturday. And we're very grateful for your participation and your contribution to the platform. This is a referral networking platform. For the people that are joining for the first time, we're going to give you an overview and a brief. The value system of Entrepreneur Connect is on giving. It's on sharing and on giving. It's something about the law of karma, where you give as you sow, so shall you reap. And what we exploit on giving is your phone book, which is on a mobile phone. How many? I think we all have a phone, right? And we have at least 100 contacts minimum, or 1,000. Some have 10,000, correct? But are you using all of those 10,000 contacts on your telephone book? Are you using all 10,000 contacts? If no, then say this. Show me this if not, right? So those 5,000 contacts, which you're not using out of the 10,000, I assume you're using 50% of your contact book, which normally is not the case, could be useful to someone else in this room that is attending with us every Saturday. Okay, so typically you probably made the most of your contacts, but some of them could be valuable to someone else. Obviously not your competition, but if they're not directly your competition, then you're just wasting that contact that you built in your past, and that could be useful to someone else. And that's called a referral network system, okay? If you connect rightly to the 7 people that's around you, you can actually potentially connect to the 7 billion population of the world. And if you need your business or whatever we're doing as an employee to expand your business to the next level, the one next level that you can have is by connecting to a new network system, a new referral network system. So here we are on Entrepreneur Connect, technically based in Dubai. We have partners in India led by Harihara. We have a partner in Malaysia led by Dr. Rajamani. And we have some regular members that come from UK and stuff like that as well. So this gives you an opportunity to extend your network to a different region, but the value system is giving. Please give selflessly. Now, there are 2 ways of giving. One is, obviously, you may be meeting most of us for the first time, and you don't have the trust that we are credible to take care of your contact that you share effectively. So what we would then do is we encourage you to still share that contact and tell the person, do not use my name or do not use my, so then it's okay. You just got a contact from somewhere and help someone to get to their next level of business opportunity, right? And another way is if you have met that person for a one-on-one, and if you have faith in that person that he's not going to make you look bad by using that contact, then feel free to allow them to use your name, but you still have a free choice and you are the one to decide. Okay, so we are encouraging you to please do extend network as much as we can, because this is the time where everyone needs to get out of their comfort zone and get a new contact and try working with someone you haven't worked before. And that's the value system. That's how you can increase stop complaining about the COVID, get out of your network, take your product to a new segment, or take a new segment and give them the current product that you currently have. Right? So that's the way you collaborate, and that's the way you overcome or pivot your market strategy in these times of COVID. Okay, and COVID is gone now. We're ready for 2022. And this is how it works. Okay, so quickly, you have a link in the chat. I'm going to post it one more time. Leaders of the group, please make sure this link goes in, every new person that joins in. Sometimes you can PM them as well. So this is the link where you put your brief introduction and put your ask, okay? So we'll give you an example. And briefly introduce yourself. So we have 10 to 15 seconds to 20 seconds to briefly introduce yourself. When you introduce yourself, do not go back into your past history. I was born in 1950s and I did this in 1970. No need to get to the point. You have only 10 to 15 seconds. The more you talk about what you're doing today is going to get you more business for tomorrow. Okay, so don't get into your history, geography, or whatever. Quickly say what you're doing and spend more time on whose contact you want. Your goal is to access the phone book of everyone else around in this room. So be more clear about whose contact you want and get to the point. Okay, so this is what I do, but this is the contact I want. Okay, and then everyone's going to raise their hand. We summarize this in a sheet, which is going to be shared in our WhatsApp group, members only WhatsApp group, which you can join by the end of today. And that sheet is going to be shared. And the person who's offered help, his responsibility to reach out to the people who have offered help. Okay, so you'll get to know more, but most of us are repeats. So we will use the repeats first. Okay, so for an example, I'll start with mine. So hi, I'm Alifia Sura. I lead a company called Rooftop Sales. Now, this is a sales training, coaching, and a sales consulting company. We help businesses get more customers and more profits for their business. And how do we train them to get into the next level of business? My ask is I'm doing a paid event in the first week of December. It's a 4-day intensive sales workshop for CEOs, business owners, and entrepreneurs, and senior managers. So anything and everything you need to know about sales is going to be covered in that 4-day event, which is happening from the 5th of December for 4 days. I want you to help me fill that workshop. So it's not very expensive, but just generally. So if you think anyone needs help with sales, or if anyone's not, so what we're going to focus is on the blueprint for 2022, your sales blueprint, your master plan for 2022. So anyone knows anyone who could benefit from this, and I would reach out to them, or any of you that would need anything, please raise your hand and I will connect with you on a one-on-one after. So we have Anju here. All right, brilliant. Okay. I have Dr. Maria. We have Hara. Okay, brilliant. And I have Indu. I see your hand. And then I have Sandeep. Okay, brilliant. Excellent. So one more thing, it can be something that you need, or it could be someone that you know could benefit. So both ways, you can raise your hand and share a contact, or have a one-on-one with the person that's asking. Okay, so this was the first example, and this was how it works. Now I'm going to go by the people that have filled the link. We have Laurent next. Laurent, go ahead with your introduction.
Hello, bonjour, namaste. Again, happy Diwali to all. My name is Laurent Grandisson from the French Caribbean island Martinique. I am a content copywriter. I'm good. I work with elegance and passions about producing content presentations. My ask for today is to be connected to anyone in the need of a presentation, commercial documents. And my giving for today, like every week, I give away 2 sessions of 30 minutes to people who to be coached about presenting, about introducing the material before going live. So thank you again, and happy Diwali.
So he's a content writer and content presentation. Content is king. So who do we know needs that? Anyone offering help? Raise hand.
So if anyone knows of any trainers, coaches who needs content, can be referred to him.
Yes, okay. Anil, Anupama, Paddy. Excellent. So Laurent is also helping us do a lot for our own Entrepreneur Connect.
Yeah, Raghunath also has raised hand.
Raghunath, I've got it. Okay, awesome, brilliant. Thanks everyone for offering. Okay, so let's have, I have Indu next.
Good
and then
morning,
I have
all.
Harihara after.
Good morning, all. I'm Indu Ramanujam, representing our brand Insure League from Bangalore, India. Basically, we are corporate insurance advisors catering to NRI investments and key man insurance requirements in India. So my ask is, with 30 years of experience, we provide specialized risk management solutions to MSME owners in India. So please connect me to proprietors, partnership firms, or private limited companies in India and NRIs who are looking at investment in India. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, I have Lauren already. So I see a comment from Dr. Maria in the chat. The form needs to be refilled and resent. So the reason we allow you to edit is so that you don't need to refill the full form every week, but your ask will change every week, right? So do refill and resend. So I have Lawrence, who's offered help for Indu. Who else wants to connect money business for India, NRIs, Anupama? So guys, if you know any NRIs who invest, these are your potential clients for Indu. So if you even know anyone, you can just share the name, and then it's her business to reach out and close effectively. Okay, so let's selflessly give. Okay, so that's our value system. Let's selflessly give.
You have
Okay,
Rakesh also. Yeah.
Yes, I have Rakesh. Brilliant. Okay, done. Next, I have Harihara, and then we'll have Anupama after.
Good morning, friends. My name is Harihar Sharma. I am from Mumbai, India. I represent my firm called as Bhavani Shankar Impex. What I do is I'm a business coach, and I help people to scale up their businesses in case of your business is having any kind of problems, from creating from scalability, repeatability, profitability, bringing your bottom lines up, and you want to create a blue ocean in your existing business, and you want to bring systems and processes, then I'm the right person to connect. My special give to the entire community here is a free 1 hour session, one-on-one, where I will help you to overcome challenges in your business and allow you to help you to scale your business to the next level. My specific ask, I'm looking for connects in the MSME proprietorship firm businesses where they are looking for growth and repeatability. So anyone who wants to connect today on a one-on-one, either for them or their family business friends, can connect with me and give me a reference. Thank you.
Brilliant. So anyone knows any MSMEs or any businesses, please give those contacts to Harihara. We have Raghunath. Who else? Sandeep, awesome. So anyone who knows anyone who's struggling to scale their business, Harihara is the man. Okay, so we have Raghunath and Sandeep. Brilliant. Next I have Anupama and then Rakesh after.
Good morning, everyone, and a happy Diwali to all of you. This is Anupama from 4C Integrated Communicators. We are a marketing communications agency based here in Dubai. What I do is we support SMEs, micro businesses, single owners, or those who do not have an in-house department of marketing with their marketing function. So you can rightly call us an outsourced or an offsite marketing department. For me, the ask this week is connections to people, clients, businesses who are looking for branding their business or revamping their brand identity. So anything in that scope is what we're looking for this week. Here in Dubai, India, or anywhere in the world, we can offer our services. Thank you.
Brilliant. Outsourcing is the key. So marketing and outsourcing that marketing department is key. So does anyone know any business that is struggling to not do well because their branding is weak and poor? Is the name that you give to Anupama. Raghunath. We have Dr. Maria. We have Rakesh. So again, one more time, you need not be the one who needs that business for yourself. If you know anybody who could, at least 1, 2 names, each one of us can give, right? So that will be good enough for the people. Brilliant. So I have Raghunath, Dr. Maria, and Rakesh, who's raised hands. Rakesh, would you go next? And then I have Anju and Paddy after.
Very good morning, everybody. In whichever part of the world you are, I hope you're all safe and fine. I've been a sales performance improvement consultant for about 25 years. I've helped organizations set processes, sales enablement processes across any size of organization, starting from 5 to about as large as about 1 lakh. I essentially enable in the sales processes, also bring in sales training in spin, snap selling, key account management, strategic account management, consultative selling, challenger selling, and very importantly, in solution sales as well. I've so far delivered programs for more than 125,000 participants and touch base with about clients from 188 different businesses, and delivered programs for 35 countries in 11 different languages. I speak 14 languages. And here I deliver customized program. I enable processes including CRM, digital enablement, computer processes that needs to be processed in with regards to enabling both client side as well as service side to bring in a seamless process in. My specific ask is, I would love to connect with organizations and work with people like Alifia and Hariharan to enable them to set the process also, including right in one specific organization. I believe in collaboration and not in competition, though healthy competition is always good. And I have so far collaborated with more than 110 different business coaches in different parts, where my specialty is selling. I sell anything from a pin to a human resources ability to sell further. So that's my base. And what I look forward to achieving is 40 lakh people's life that I want to enable, and about 6 lakh MSME entrepreneurs that I want to change, because world over we'll have 1 billion population of youngsters between the age bracket 18 to 35 in the next 3 years' time. And we need to give them all jobs. So I'm in the enablement process. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. So he's already said Alefia and Hariharas. I've got these 2 names in. I've got Lawrence. Thank you, Rakesh, for that brilliant introduction. Lawrence, we have Paddy, we have Sandeep, we have Dr. Maria.
I'm in touch with Rakesh.
You're already, so I'll put your name anyway. So remember. So Rakesh, since you're new, it's your responsibility to reach out to people that have offered help. They will not come to you directly, but it's your responsibility to reach out to them. And this sheet will be shared in our WhatsApp group. So you'll get the names.
Add Indu to the list.
I added Indu. Okay, great. Got it. So we have Alifia, Harihara, Lauren, Paddy, Sandeep, Dr. Maria, and Indu that Rakesh will connect with. Okay. Let's have Anju next. So Ruchika, welcome in. You came in a little late. Kabir, Ruchika, you need to fill your link that I posted in the chat. And then your introduction will be asked for.
Alifia Ruchika is my friend, so she's been brought in by me.
Okay, if she wants to introduce herself, she's welcome to do it as well. Anju, go ahead. Did I lose Anju? She lost? She's gone? Okay, let's have Paddy next. Maybe she dropped connection. She'll come back.
I think so, yeah.
Paddy, go ahead with your introduction.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I admit I'm a little bit sleepwalking in a workshop that ended at 2 a.m. And then you're so jazzed up, I didn't get to sleep till 6. So it's now 7:30 or something. Anyway, I'm Paddy Kennedy. I'm a Canadian living in Oman, soon to be living in Dubai. I am a coach. I've been a coach for 50 years. My specialty is in strategic communication and leadership. I'm a voice coach. And I'm also a mindset coach. I'm a writer as well. My ask today is I'm coming to Dubai this week, and so I'd like to meet up with anybody who is in Dubai. I hope to meet up with Laurent, especially because we've been trying for a long time to meet up. Also, I am presenting at Brain City this week. I'm working with Bob Proctor, and I'm presenting Mindset is Everything workshop, and that will be with Brain City, and it's going to be on Thursday, November 11th. So you will see that, I'm sure, in our WhatsApp group, and you're all welcome to it. And I also
Brilliant.
want to say happy Diwali. And you know, I got a message this morning that the Vancouver Canucks, because I'm from Vancouver, and the Vancouver Canucks are a hockey team. They're not that good, but nonetheless, it's an NHL team. And they wore special uniforms in their game last night to celebrate Diwali. So if you ever want to go to Canada, you're going to find a whole bunch of people from the subcontinent, from India there, even so much that the hockey team has a special uniform. So I just wanted to share that with you because I thought that was really cool. And I'm really proud to come from a country that is so multi.
Awesome, brilliant. If Vancouver or Canadians want to do some business in Dubai or India or something, we should invite them or share our invites on their groups and stuff. So, you know, maybe we can collaborate and have more international audience into our groups. But Dubai actually does offer a lot of multinational, you know, and then that's where it spreads. So that's how we have a few people from London and Malaysia and stuff already. So that's great. So excellent. Do share your details, Paddy, on the links of Thursday, and we will have people. You know, you can promote on our group, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be posting on the WhatsApp.
Yes. So
thank you very much.
Yeah, and then everyone can share it in their own networks and invite people to join her workshop that she's conducting on Thursday, and perhaps meet you in Dubai. So Lauren is going to connect with her. Paddy, reach out to me too when you're in Dubai. We can connect.
I will do, Alifia. Thank you very much.
Good to meet you.
Paddy, I'm meeting you as well.
I hope so. Thank you.
We're going to have Anil as well. So Lauren, Alifia, Anil. Who else? Anyone else wants to connect with a super powerful leadership conversational coach? Anupama?
Me too.
Yeah,
Oh,
Anupama
good.
will join
Good.
us as well. So when you're in Dubai, we can all have a single party.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good idea. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Breakfast or something.
Okay,
excellent. Anju is now back, so I will let Anil can introduce next. And then we have Raghunath.
Thank you, Alifia. My name is Anil Thomas. I'm from originally from India. I represent two companies. One is a Brain City and another one is a Cpreneur Media House for entrepreneurs. So what I'm currently asking you for Cpreneur, we are launching a magazine for entrepreneurs, and I need writers, I need speakers for the magazine. And this is what I'm now looking for. Please help me to help you. Thank you so much.
Wow, excellent. So Anil, we always say is the connector of the connections. So, so writers and speakers for his magazine.
Yeah.
So I have Paddy. We have Lawrence. He's a writer for everyone. Indu. We have Rakesh. We have Dr. Maria. Anupama.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will connect all of you.
Okay, so I have Paddy, Laurent, Indu, Rakesh, Dr. Maria, and Anupama. And I could give you something to publish as well, Anil, if you like. I'll write my name as well. Excellent. Raghunath, would you go next?
Good morning, everyone. I am Raghunath, representing Sri Mitra Passive Earning Advisors from Bangalore. We provide second source of income without parking any funds, and no purchase and no sales involved. One can earn minimum of ₹50,000 a month. Anyone who wants to have a second source of income, including NRIs, can be a good connect to me. Thank you.
Okay. Second source of income without putting any money. I want to connect. Who wants to make money without putting money in? Rakesh, Lauren, Anil. Sorry, Anil, did you raise your hand? You did, right? Indu.
I love his USP.
Yeah, no, like without putting. I don't know if it's true. It sounds.
That's brilliant.
I think we can. There's so many people. I think all are going to ask you the same question. So maybe you do a 10-minute after this meeting only, and you tell us how you do it. So Alifia, Rakesh, Lauren, Indu, Anil, and Anupama have raised hands. Brilliant. Okay, next I have.
You have Kabir.
Yeah, Sandeep is next. I hope everyone is filling the sheet. I have only Sandeep left now from the people who have filled the link. So Kabir, Ruchita, if you want, that is, do fill the sheet. I think I've got Dr. Maria, you have, I'll find you. Okay.
I'm sorry, she has some network issue, so I'll introduce her.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, Sandeep can go ahead. Sandeep.
Sandeep, so much.
Okay, Sneha, thank you. Good morning to all. I am Sandeep Somashi from Nasik, India. Basically, I'm founder, chairman and managing director, Sansom NetTech Private Limited. We are into ISP, government recognized Class C license. We are having Class C license of ISP, Internet Service Provider. I am into business last 30 years. My another firm is BVMS Events, where we organize corporate events, where we introduce different coaches, trainers from India till now, not from any other countries. And we organize the trainings for entrepreneurs in Nasik. And I am also chairman of a trust that is Global Young Entrepreneurs and Business Leaders Forum, where we have a platform for startups, where we introduce the youngsters, we help the youngsters to grow in their business, or if there is startup, we can connect with different types of coaches, senior entrepreneurs who can help them out for coaching. And my passion is, the main passion is that I'm always ready to connect people. Hence my tagline is connecting people, connecting business. So, and my ask is, we are coming to Dubai on February. So I request if you can help us out for the entrepreneurs who are coming from India to Dubai. So we want some entrepreneurs from Dubai where we can have a common meeting in Dubai.
Can be organized. Very
Sandeep,
nice.
you're on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a request that if anybody can connect, Alicia ma'am or Anil Thomason, who can connect the entrepreneurs from Dubai and India, we can have a good meeting. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Great. Excellent. Can be organized. We have a very capable leadership team, and I think we can organize these things. And this is exactly what we should do for next level. So we always look for such opportunities and to help you and build it better. So I have Anju, Rakesh, Harihara, Indu, Anil, Anupama, Lawrence, Dr. Maria. Did I miss anyone? Anju, you're back. Welcome back.
Rakesh Gopinath as well.
Did I? Yeah. No, I got Anju, Rakesh, Harihara, Indu. So once your names are called out, you can put your hand down. Anil, Anupama, Lawrence, and Dr. Maria. I think I've got all. Excellent. So let's have Dr. Maria next. Dr. Maria, I didn't see your repost, but I'll let you introduce and I'll fill it in for you. Okay. Dr. Maria.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Maria, founder of Well to Life, and I'm a financial freedom coach. I help individuals to create wealth and secure their family's future by educating them on their personal finance. I do conduct webinars and workshops on personal financial things. It includes all insurance, mutual fund, cryptocurrency, and stocks, how one can secure everyone's family first, then how they can go for an investment next, and what are the best investments options according to their financial goals. So these are my expertise. So recent success story, what I can share is I conducted one workshop, 5-hour workshop in Bahrain group. It was around 17 people, and I can say that almost 90% people converted one or the other. What you can say, some people came for a final financial planning, some people came for mutual funds, some people came for crypto, and some people came for insurance. So I would love to conduct that type of workshops, even though it is a small group. I'm ready to help them out. So any Dubai or anywhere, if you found any, I'm expert in like 5 languages, not expert, like I can talk Kannada, Tulu, Konkani, English, and Hindi. Any group which is relevant to that, please connect me to those groups who are NRIs and HNI clients. And I'm ready to collaborate with all of you for business connects. Thank you so much.
Excellent. That's brilliant, Dr. Maria.
Mhm.
So I already have Rakesh, Anju, Anil, Lawrence. I think one angle of really developing is obviously grow your business, but also financial planning. So there's a second element of when we make the money, what do we do with that, right? So, and she's educating it. And I think, Dr. Maria, you have recorded libraries as well, right? So she has recorded courses as well on how to and what to and stuff like that. It's very powerful. Anju, we lost you. So would you introduce yourself? I think you lost connection. If you're ready, you can introduce yourself.
Sorry, was it me?
Yeah, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm HR consultant from India, Delhi. I've recently started with recruiting cybersecurity and IT professionals and business development professionals for insurance company. Insurance company based out of Canada. Excellent pay structure. So I'm looking to connect with these kind of people, and I can connect you with most of the HRs in any part of the world.
Wow, global recruiting. So Rakesh, getting good people can be a big pain, to be very honest, and you need to start looking at not wanting to recruit yourself, but finding a proper professional who can do it for you. And that's the way companies should be thinking. Just because we are smaller as entrepreneurs, you need to think and work bigger ways. So we have Lauren. So Anju, you want to connect with business owners, or you want to connect with, what's your ask? Whose contact do you need, Anju, from the network?
People who can join as employees with Accenture and those kind of companies. Means I'm talking about big names.
So you need people, or you want a big name in the companies? You want to connect with the corporates?
Either of them.
Okay, so corporates or people seeking jobs. So
right.
Okay. Anju will connect today for a one-on-one. There are a lot of networks who are helping people find jobs at least. So we can help you with that. So Rakesh, Dr. Maria, and Lauren, brilliant. Kabir is facing some issues to log in the link, but I'll let him introduce himself. Kabir?
Yeah. Good morning. I'm from, my name is T. Kabir. I'm from Doha, Qatar. Yeah. And nice to, I'm very happy to connect this group. I'm really happy. And I was silently listening the members' stories and their services.
Oh, Habibi, what do you do?
What I do here, I'm helping the entrepreneurs to set up the business in Doha, Qatar.
Wow. Which industry? Like everyone, or any industry, or?
Yeah, because any type of industries, any type of business. Yeah. And apart from that, I'm helping entrepreneurs to introduce their product in Qatar market.
Okay, great. Excellent. So we have Anil, we have Anupama, we have Raghunath, I have Harihara, I have Anju, we have Lauren, amazing. We have Rakesh as well. So Kabir, since you're new, it's your responsibility to reach out to all of them through a WhatsApp message or whatever. Some may want to do a one-on-one, some may want to just throw a contact to you, but it's your responsibility principally. So everyone who's getting offered help, it's our responsibility to reach out the people that's offered help.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Anil, Anupama, Raghunath, Harihara, Anju, Lauren, Rakesh, and I'll write my name as well because I have some companies that excellent. So I've got Anupama as well. Okay, great. So I think that concludes. Did we miss out anyone? Everyone's introduced themselves, right?
I introduced Ruchika for all of you.
Yeah, go ahead. If she wants to speak, we can look to hear her as well. But yeah, go ahead. We have a spokesperson.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Ruchika is a partner of mine. She's there with me to support the academy and sales performance. She's an academician and comes with an experience of being in CBSE, IGCSE, and also IT related school. She is a communication specialist, a mindset specialist as well, to enable basically trainers as well as educationists and academicians in her domain. And we collaborate and do programs for schools, colleges, and others as well. And our ask we had already mentioned. So that's what she does. And she is also a great cook. She practices a lot on varied cuisines, which is there. So, and we plan to open up a restaurant sometime soon. So look forward to all having you there, and we'll keep you all posted.
When you said food, Lauren raised his hand. So
is she open to meet all of us, Rakesh?
Yeah, she is in fact, and we will get this.
Okay, awesome. So, so we have Lawrence, Anju, Anil, who will connect with her. And if she can give her details in the chat, then we can add it manually into the sheet as well. So
I'll give you the details.
Anupama as well. So Anupama as well. So got it. Okay, great. So now what we'll do is we'll go with the design structure for, let's take a quick picture, all of us. Anil, should we take a picture since Gaurav is not there today? We'll take a quick picture and then we'll go with the next planned thing, and then we can.
Yeah, Anju, may please put on our camera. Anju,
yeah, please be on camera.
Yeah, whoever can. Let's take a quick picture. And if the cameraman takes longer, then
done, finish, all done.
It's laughter therapy for all of us. Smile therapy. Okay, brilliant. So with that note, thank you all for sharing. And this list is going to be in the WhatsApp group. And I'm going to send the WhatsApp link now. Let's have the next session. And then we have yet another surprise session in the end, if we have 10-15 minutes left. So I hand over to and Harihara, are you introducing? Yeah.
Give it to Anil. Anil.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, Anil.
Anil knows it. Yeah, Anil. Yeah, please introduce.
Okay, Anil, go ahead and take over.
All right. Thank you, Ali. Yeah. Let me take that honor. Actually, let me introduce Rakesh Gopinathan. How am I going to introduce this gentleman? Such a powerful man. Rakesh brings more than 2 decades of exposure in the full spectrum of sales, key account and management, business development, strategic planning, implementation, and operations functions. While working with multinationals like Tata Capital, Reliance Communications, DHL, Aptech Learning Services, NIIT, PYL, CMC Limited, Telco, Mahindra and Mahindra, and Videocon International. Friends, help me in welcoming Rakesh Gopinathan on to Entrepreneurs Connect platform. Thank you so much, Rakesh, for coming.
Thank you.
So Rakesh, over to you.
Thank you so much. So if I can possibly have the screen, today we are all going to discuss about client engagement strategy. And we have already seen a lot of engagement where Alifia was leading the session. She was trying to see connects and creating the dots. It's all about human connect. So client engagement strategy is all about establishing human connect. When the person is the right mindset, you give the right requirements, you meet the requirements, you meet the need, you're establishing a connect. But this has got a science, this has got a psychology, and more importantly, this has a reference point in history with regards to how did the first client engagement happen. In fact, just to ask you before I start, did anybody notice when was the first time we did a client engagement and how many years back was this? Any idea? When was the first time you did a client engagement? And it was not before, even before Harvard had started, or possibly University also for that matter of fact, or any of the established universities, or even before we started. Right. So when did it start?
Barter could be the first one that we ever did.
The client engagement, right? So Alifia, you're bang on, it is a barter system. And this is where I would request all of you to pay attention to what is happening in the current time. So let me, present the session to you. Now, customer engagement strategy is very critical when it comes to the modern day, because we have 6 generations of people currently living on this planet Earth, which is about 7.43 billion in population, and the largest population, which is the youngest population, which is growing to be, is going to be 1.23 billion in the age bracket 16 to the age bracket of 42. And when this bracket grows up, it is very important to have a seamless connection between the so-called have and have nots. And how do you basically create that? Because this is a large base to feed on. Now, one of the most important things is if you want to have an excellent and right customer retention strategy, then you need to have the following things in mind. It creates a massive effect on business outcome. That's why you had, Alifia repeatedly asking you for a specific ask, because the ask is very specific, the fulfillment is very specific, the client engagement is very specific, and it is based on the current times that you're dealing in, not in terms of future, which is basically an arbitrary value. Now, very important, this also brings in a customer experience, which is today denoted by a CX. Very important, high level of retention is critical. So if you're even doing this networking, even it becomes even more important. Let's say starting from an insurance organization to a wealth creation platform, to a coach, to an entrepreneur, to anybody needs a client base. And we need to retain at least 68 to 70% of our client base moving forward to have the kind of business that we want to roll in profitably. And very importantly, eventually, the fact that Alifia mentioned that she gives a 10x growth to business is again an improvement on the customer base with regards to referrals and other programs that you can run and improve upon. So how do we take this forward? There are 8 different customer strategies that can be used in every business. So the first one that we basically try to do is we try to create the client's attention, which is the prospective customer. So you have prospective customers with you. You have the attention span that needs to be given to the existing customers, create a wonderful business experience, and possibly have a good interaction with your brand. So this creates an enablement not only at the people level, but also at the digital level, and including the digital level wherein there are a hybrid platform that is to be established. Now, what happens here? One of the most important things that all of us need to know is we were trying to know each other. Here, you have to try to know the customer's journey. If you don't know the customer's journey, you would not exactly try to understand what the customer is actually trying to do. And today, the entire psychology of selling has been split into varied scientific formats in which people do research before they come to you or even take a decision to buy. And there are different processes that is followed by various organizations, both on a human touch format as well as on a digital human touch format. Now that calls into for you to have your digital interface, which is your website, mobile enabled, and most importantly, small device enabled. Now, when you have this, you have the service offerings that need to be created. Now, any product is also called a service offering because the bundled package has to be customized and offered to the client in a manner in which he or she understands, or in a manner. For example, let me take an example of, let's say, a travel industry. And if I need to travel to a place like Dubai, where my budget is a limited budget and I have friends traveling along with me, where I can be put on a group class ticket and I can also be booked onto a hotel wherein I have a complete tour that is organized, caters to and offer a personalized service format. It could be even in case of wealth creation. It could be even in case of therapy. It could be even in case of a mind coach and others who basically do this. So a customer engagement strategy basically enables you to personalize it to the level of an individual client, both on a B2C, which is business to customer, to business, a business to enterprise, a business to institution, and a business to government. So that level of personalization is possible. And the last large deal that I did was for New Doha International Airport, where it was a $9 billion deal, where the project was basically to roll out the airport plan and the tarmac for the airport, where it was onto a surface which was a reclaimed land, where we had to do dredging and other aspects. So when we do all these things, we offer personalized service also in project. So this is just not limited to a B2C format. It can go up to even a business to government format. Another important thing that we need to understand is today's customers are present on all channels. So be it any channel, the engagement should be seamless. And if you do not have an engagement which is seamless, you can never implement an ongoing process of client engagement. And definitely you need to have a chatbot. So there are several chatbots that come from industries, which is AI and ML driven, where the AI and ML supports you to have conversational chats with your prospective clients. You could see this also with Etisalat and Do, which basically enables you to do any sort of customer query, which is related to service or service enablement. Now, what does this do? This basically uses analytics. It takes into account all the factors, that is including your touch points on the digital screen, including your mobile, or for that matter of fact, on the website or the app, to also the aspect of how is your behavior been online. So how do you interact, your facial capture, your touch points in terms of how you have answered the FAQs, gone around, and all those elements are captured. Now what happens? Now all of a sudden, while we were having this session, Alifia was prompting us to basically specifically ask our. So this is an engagement where you have a visual engagement tool, which is enabled through Zoom and possibly a Microsoft Teams or WebEx and other aspects to improve efficiencies in terms of engagement. When you do that, you can offer. So we were all trying to offer our services. We involved in something which is called a conversational element into the aspect of engagement. And with that, what did we do? We equipped our referral team to basically help each other out. But in case of your organization where it's your own staff, you need to support and equip your team to take decisions, rational decisions. And this doesn't come just like that. It needs empowerment, which means it needs training. It needs enablement. And very importantly, it also needs a detailed arrangement of what a person can do and what a person cannot do, which is in terms of decision-making metrics. Now, when this is basically done, then you have the omni-channel that is present. And what does the omni-channel do? Be it in any format that you want to engage. The conversation that I had with Alifia probably a week back, or possibly with Alex a week back, I'm going to have the entire conversation on from that point in time. So what does that do? It seamlessly connects and creates a wonderful brand loyalty for the customer who's engaging with you, because the conversation is not left where it was concluded. The conversation is in continuum. And this is where, let's say, for instance, a week back, Anil had come to my website and searched about a product which is into, let's say, a sound system. I can take back his reference point to the sound system that he searched and the other periodic search that he has conducted in other websites and take forward the journey of discussion or conversation, which is called creating a brand loyalty on omnichannel. And how does this happen? You start communicating in the format in which the customer prefers. Today, please understand something. 78% of the Asia Pacific population is using mobile. 98% of the population which is in GCC uses a smartphone. And very importantly, globally, youngsters who are in the age bracket 16 to 42 are using more of mobile devices, both Android as well as iOS. And this calls in for phone to be seamlessly connected into a telephonic network, which means we all have to be smartphone enabled. Another important aspect is 80% of them are still in social media. People are there on Twitter, people are there on LinkedIn, people are there on Snapchat, people are there on Instagram, people are there on YouTube, people are there on all specific apps that specifically connect them with each other. And the one that has recently come up is Clubhouse. And then you have the email. Email is a good old age process, but if you have smart emails written, touching the pain points, engaging the client, understanding what the purpose is. Here, the purpose, the acronym is very critical for all of us to understand. Purpose means the first P in the acronym stands for potential objective with an individual. So we found that in this particular session, we had potential objective to connect with each other. We had a potential objective to give and a potential objective to ask. So it's a give and take in a referral program. Now, when this potential objective is fulfilled, that's when we brought in a connect. Similarly, if you are in a service channel or a product channel, you offer your services and the customer connects with those pain points. The first thing is potential objective. The second U is understanding from where your customer comes. Because today we are in the digital world, people come in from various places. So if I had to actually meet Alifia about 10 years back, I'll have to take a flight from possibly Chennai to Dubai, come meet her there, then go probably and meet Anil. But today we are all present globally. So when we are present globally on a digital platform like Zoom, the connect is endless. So this particular possibility brings in also text messaging, which is specific text messaging. Now, what I want you to understand is phone, social media, email, and text. All these are digital body languages. These are digital body languages for a customer engagement to happen, where the text size can be anywhere between 75 text, which is 75 words, to as long as 450 words, which is half of your screen. So which means you're trying to create a connect with the purpose, understanding of the customer. The next R is relationship. When you establish a connect with the customer by understanding the customer, you establish a relationship. When you establish a relationship, you understand what are the potential pitfalls the customers is having and how you can help them out with a solution. When you find out what are the potential pitfalls happening, then you start discovering the customer further. And in that process, you identify what are the obstacles the customer faces. When the obstacles are developed, then that's when we start thinking about a solution. And we start giving about a solution, that's when we start creating options. So we give a customer an option to evaluate options. So the purpose basically says that you have a solution and then you evaluate an option. And please understand, today's generation doesn't want anything to be pushed upon them. They take the decision on their own. And when they take the decision on their own, it becomes very important to have conversations and not selling to one point. It is very, very, very critical for us to understand this. When this happens, you do a video or non-video, it is very important to connect with the customer's pain point. And this is a rationale behind the purpose of understanding a customer. Now, when this is done, this is where we do a live chat. So today's platforms, which is there, which is both mobile enabled as well as web enabled, have chat points, because that is when the paint is understood, and immediately you have a chat box that opens up and starts discussing. Initially, it's the AI and the ML that interacts, and after that, it is basically the human that takes over. Now, what happens here and why we do this? This is a quick ask. Why we have to improve the customer experience? What is, after all, this customer experience? Customer experience has got three major outcomes. One is we have to improve retention. Second, we have to improve the satisfaction. And third most important thing is cross-selling and upselling. Now, please understand, 42% of our clients, if we don't retain, we will be having negative margins, which is with regards to our net profit. Why so? Because the larger clients that we hold, any client that we hold, we only start reaping the profit after a certain period of time. In most businesses, I don't say in all businesses, but in most businesses. But as we go along, this business needs to give you a resultant outcome. And there would be times where customer would have a problem and the customer would stop doing business with us. And that's when we have to look for new business. So here, essentially what we need to connect even after we have actually got the customer is, we have to survey the customer's satisfaction with regards to fulfilling his changing purpose as he is with us in this journey, which is called as a customer life cycle. So in the customer life cycle, the journey keeps churning, it changes. The ask keeps changing. Every period which the client engages with us keeps moving across. And that gives us the scope to both cross-sell and upsell. So as a very simple example, we know the Zomatos of the world. You possibly buy a biryani and after that you want to have an ice cream along with that. That's where you basically have a point where you can either buy it from them, or you can also take in any other methodology of buying it from their bakeries or shops other than that. Now, entire aspect of it is related to basically the bottom line revenue. So any additional business that we do through upselling and cross-selling increases our bottom line, increases our service efficiencies, brings in scalability, and most importantly, brings in business revenue optimization. Now, when this particular, it is also important for us to understand that why this is very critical. Now, this is where you got to know your customer journey. So the awareness stage, the very critical awareness stage of today. Online ads, you get baffled on the Instagram, Twitter, you open Facebook, you open Amazon, you open YouTube, you are viraled upon. Then the viral emails that come to you because you unfortunately subscribed at some point in time, but the relevant information starts coming to you. How searchable are you? How searchable is your profile? How searchable is your landing page? What blogs do you create and what reference sites do you have? Please understand the customer needs to be aware that you are there or not. You're not going to any way establish a physical connection. That's where Sir mentioned, I'm coming from Nastic. Can you help me out connect with entrepreneurs? So this is basically a digital platform, which this is your specific ask. But how do you do it otherwise? Is in a format in which you start reaching to the audience, which is based out of the Middle East, where you start having content in Arabic and people start speaking to you in Arabic, where you have a chatbot which is enabled, which picks up these languages, understand the customer's points and creates reference sites for that. Now, once the research is on and it is done, that's where the customer wants to speak further. So that's a step further. The step further here is live chat. You start entering. So we started discussing things, and after this, a leadership team is going to, after that, we are going to discuss one-on-one as to how we can contribute, how we can do that. We could have a live chat, we could have a video chat, or as the session is on, like Alifia was trying to help us, she was doing co-browsing. What did she do? She gave us the area in which we wanted to fill up. So she gave us a form. She said, fill it up, put your ask very specifically. It is editable. So we were guided through the continuous process where the customer was finding concerns, issues. Now, when this particular human touch point is established, which is not there in 76% of the digital platform today, that's when a consideration comes into place. And when the consideration comes into place, that's when I decide, okay, Alifia, I want to come to your website. I want to book a demo with you, and I want to understand your pricing. So which means I'll pay due consideration to understand and differentiate between what she offers and what the others offers, which means I've come to a filtering process, which we also do if we go into a grocery store, but today we do it online. And once that happens, that's when the purchase decision happens. And when the purchase decision happens, you need to have a conversation. Please understand, be it from any part of the globe, we still love bargaining, right? We do bargain. We like to, but we don't go into a regular retail shop or a branded shop and ask for bargain. But definitely if there's a discount, we do rush it. Even if we wear only one pair of socks, we still want to have 2 pairs of socks because we get it at a 60% discount. And the conversational customer experience platform enables you to basically discuss with the customer further, cater the product to that. So today, automobile industry initially had only 7 different colors of paint, but today to tell you automobile industry has 256 different color paints that you can basically ask your product to be produced and produced to you in a manner in which it is customized. So that's the level of customization that is possible. Now, what does this do? Any customer experience that goes from an awareness stage to a use stage has very importantly very fine elements, which is called a customer behavior or a customer behavioral pattern. And this particular knowledge base enables us to create a segment of customers, which with this knowledge base can help us also acquire, retain, and also upsell and cross-sell with future bases of customer. So when we do this, we are basically bringing in a concept which is very important in today's business. So we are trying to understand what is the customer's ask. Second most important things, we are using data to craft a persona. So we are creating a buyer persona, we are creating a buyer journey. Very importantly, through the visualization, we are not only crafting personas, we are also creating something which is called as touch points, feelings, and pain points. This is where a conversational element becomes very critical when it comes to business engagement on a digital or so-called a hybrid platform. This is where a person picks up the phone and says, hey, Alifia, I saw that you had come in here. This is what you had found out. Could we discover further in terms of what are your pain points and how could we discover this further? And then we have a conversation. And this is where I enable a customer who is a B2C or a B2B customer to define a goal, define a challenge, define an objective, understand the requirement, because requirement comes with a budget, and very importantly, enable the purpose. And when this happens, you start doing something which is very important, which is called out-of-the-box experience. So wherein you had to run to 100 different people to get solved, and everything is a seamless experience at your special time that you want to interact with me at whichever part of the world you are, I pick up conversations at any point in time. And what does this do? This is called a unified customer view. And if you all can note this, a unified customer view means if I'm getting in all the contact points, I have all the information that is stored, I have the demographics, I have whatever social activities that you do with regards to your social media profiles. I understand your web behavior because where and all you have gone, which means you enable my cookies and I go across everywhere else to see where and all have you been. I see your purchase history with regards to what have you recently bought and what you could purchase in future. So if you have bought a Sky equipment and if you're planning to travel, the next thing that probably I would like to do is, are you there in that same location or would you like to fly out? If you would like to fly out, what would you like? And would you need a SUV? Would you need a car? Would you need a sedan? How many people are traveling along with you? The entire detailing can be done. And that's when a customer service interaction happens. And then you can basically understand all the pain points. Did you have a bad experience? Did you have a good experience? Do you need a refund? Do you need a product info? And the entire thing comes on one single interface, which is called the unified customer view. The unified customer view, if Alifia is in Dubai and I'm based out of India doing the business, if she works in a certain time zone, I work in a different time zone. And let's say if we have others working in different time zones, then what I can do, Paddy can look at it at her time, but she can have the same conversation. I can do the conversation later on with the same customer at a different time. And after that, Alifia can pick up the conversation even till midnight. So that's the way you can seamlessly connect if you have a UCV. And when you have a UCV, that's when you start understanding what are the things that is there. Now, we need not pull the customer in order to stop churning the business. So what do we do first? We have to deliver exceptional customer service. I believe Anil would agree with me. Emirates as an airlines always thought in delivering exceptional customer service to its customer. For example, the first branded airline which brought in exceptional customer service was the Air India, which has the Maharajas of the Sky, has gone back to that so-called Tata Group today. But what did the Maharajas of the Sky specifically do? The Maharajas of the Sky gave an authentic service, which means every individual was taken in as a customer, no matter from what walk of life they walked in. So if you have an airline, if you have, let's say, a restaurant, if you have a customer who comes into you, you have a wider range of audience to cater to. Every customer is looked upon authentically to be served. Second most important aspect, which is that whenever you serve with integrity. It brings in an aspect, you should very specifically know whether your product or service can do the offering or not. Let's not overpromise and underdeliver, or overpromise and deliver nothing. So we're trying to do something which is specific to the audience requirement. Another important aspect is empathy. Without empathy, nothing works today. You try to speak to your teenage son or a teenage daughter, you require empathy because you need to understand things from their point of view. If a customer has a problem, he doesn't know how or she doesn't know how to define a problem, it becomes very important for you to show an empathy in discussion. And if you do not have your team empowered, enabled to deliver this with certain rights, they wouldn't be able to do so as well. So that's where the empathy aspect of it is a very critical aspect when it comes to so an airline staff, if there is a person who's as big as me, who's about 1 stone in size, and I'm not happy with the single breakfast that has been offered, and I want the second breakfast to be served, does the flight attendant have the ability to provide me that additional bread, skipping it through and saying that, okay, have a wonderful meal and don't worry about it, it's on me? If this thing comes over, that's where the empathy comes into such kind of then the effort that we need to put in. We always need to rationalize the effort with the result. So if you have a service commodity or a product commodity, it has to be in line with the effort that we take in and the resultant underlying profit, or for that matter of fact, the top line that you create. And when you do that, you set expectations right. And when the expectations are set right, that is when the customer decides that you have given a beautiful, wonderful, or worrisome service, or you're given a pathetic service. So that is basically setting expectations, and before which understanding the customer's purpose. When this is done, you could resolve any kind of issue. Any kind of issue can be resolved only if we have interactions, we have human touch points, we listen. Listen is a very critical acronym that has to be understood by all of us. Listen, as it is said, first thing is learn about your customer, get all the information that created the pain point. S is basically look for solutions that the customer would like. T is what is his target objective after the problem has happened. E is basically what is basically that you can eliminate out of it such that future problems do not happen. And then you introduce the new products and services for the clients so that they can have a seamless process. So let's say, for instance, if we have a hopping flight and we miss one of the connections because of bad weather, can the airline put me onto another airline and take me off because of my emergency? Is something that we need to look at based upon the client's urgency, requirement, importance, and other aspects. So these are criticalities that need to be studied. Now, when you do this, you're creating a customer onboarding process, which means in a relationship with you for a lifetime, I want to tell you, if you buy a car from me, the car that is there is for a certain period of your lifetime, and that particular process of onboarding is critical. This is not only true with regards to airline or a product industry, it is true even to schools, colleges. It is also importantly true for any kind of client base that you follow. So that is where you have to pay in very specific attention when you bring in someone on board. How do you take care of them? Make it personal, and personalization is very important. So every customer is different, every customer's story is different, every customer's chat point is different, every person's touch point is critical. Now empower your team by enabling them, by encouraging them to do this. And when you do this, you get a whole company involved in customer retention. And when you do this, you use automation. You can use varied kind of automations to have future emails be sent across, specific offers being sent across, anniversaries being sent across, birthdays and others to be sent across. So all of this brings in and tracks the key performance indicators that you need to look at. Please do not bring in KPIs which the organization cannot follow, people cannot follow. At the lowest level, where it is a blue collar, the maximum KPI to be assigned is not more than 2. At a junior level, nothing more than 3. At the mid level, probably 5, where 2 is basically taken care of by your subordinate, and the rest 3 is being taken care of by you. And as you go along, the KPIs are basically defined. And when you do this, you do a demand-based service. How do you do a demand-based service? You can do a demand-based services based upon whatever the client's current purpose of interactions. That's where an engagement strategy works, because every interaction comes with a purpose. And when that happens, you educate your customers with quality content, where you could have, a YouTube which says that how to install your phone, how to, debug it, if there is an issue, what to fix, how to switch on your system, how to do the booting, how to do the loading. All those aspects are covered. In fact, you also start rewarding loyal customers. Now, please note, this is loyal customers, not external. This is loyal customers internally as well. Loyal customers are your people, your team members, because the organization has one clear goal. And this is where customer retention needs patience. It doesn't come off like that. It needs both internal and external team to work together. And when you do this, you start optimizing your website. So you exactly know if your search is enabled, as I discussed with you before. If your search is enabled, then you know the weaknesses which is there, because most of the times the customers do not convert because you do not have an opportunity that has a seamless process to check out. They cannot do the carting, they cannot purchase a service. So keep it to a minimum touch point of 3. Ask, meet, check, close, buy. So all these things is done in 3 touch points. And those 3 touch points is what Amazon has delivered. You want, you search, you buy it, put it into the cart, and then go ahead and buy it. So that's simple as that. Now, how do you find this? you have to see that the services and the products that you offer to a customer is easily reachable, viable. That's where your Google Analytics or your SEOs and others come into play. And these things are basically looked upon and they can be searched upon and reached upon. And after, most importantly, your shopping cart process, the checkout process. How good is your checkout process? How supportive is your checkout process? What kind of design element have you brought into it? Another aspect that comes into this checkout process is called the user experience. When it comes to adding the cart or deleting something from the cart, as simple as if a person who is even, a 10th grade is able to do this, or without that much of education is also able to do it. So these are aspects which is there: instructional videos, introductory calls, embedded chatbots, and others. Now, when you do this, that's when you create an absolute customer experience. And how do you do that? You offer personalized service. And what does this personalized service mean? It means persona and segment-based service. So every segment, that's where we use the knowledge base and create a story around it. Automated individualization is nothing but what Amazons of the world do today. You have searched something, it brings in the search up on your Facebook, on your Instagram and others. It also gives you instructions with regards to other products and service with offers. And very importantly, personal. If you remember what is personal, Jaguar gives you this personal view. How does that give you this personal view? It not only gives you the enhancement, it also tells you when is the next product upgrade going to happen in your car. And that's where they are going to tell you that in the next service, they're going to inform you that the car is going to undergo an upgrade absolutely free of cost. And all these things, we need to understand why are we doing this personalization. Today, it brings in better customer relationship. For example, an Android platform or an iOS platform that you use before the end of lifetime of a first customer use, basically a phone undergoes 23 upgradations before it is actually sold off into the secondary market. So that is the kind of updation that happens to your phones, smartphones. Second thing, to your laptops, it undergoes at least 110 upgradations before it's sold off. The window period is anywhere between 3.5 to 4 years. So anything that is there is upgraded. This brings in increased sales because they understand the fact that every upgrade is going to improve your quality, your serviceability. This brings in better conversions because the customer knows that you're investing into them, and also brings in better data for future because is the customer prepared for future purchases? And that's where the engagement strategy comes. So how to improve this personalized customization? You understand your audience. You have to be fully omnichannel, call them by their name, take advantage of the ML, which is the machine learning in the aspect of understanding what conversations they're having elsewhere. Very importantly, provide them choices, but do not compel them, do not push them, respect their privacy, and just be a human when it comes to an interaction. And when you do this, you implement also a chatbot. So what does a chatbot do? Basically, all chatbots are conversational analyzed chatbots. And these chatbots basically send in triggers. Triggers are nothing but if any one of you has been on the internet and searching for certain information, the chatbot triggers in based upon your cookies and settings and gives you that information upfront. It takes you either to a white paper or a blog page or even a product demo, or for that matter of fact, anything else. And what happens then? Then you start capturing the analytics. And when you capture the analytics, you can analyze, you can improve the conversation, you can repeat it with other set of customers and improve your customer acquisitions as well as retention level. So you can measure the metrics that matters. Please do not have metrics and too many metrics. We are all used to having too many metrics. Let's limit it to the metrics that we can follow. Whatever actionable insights are there, let's work it out with ease. Very importantly, build a report also for C-suite. So if you're doing something with C-suite, which is your HNI individuals or people who want to watch in that manner, if you're into a B2B segment, you could do that. You could also improve team performance and they can have a 360-degree view of everything. Understand where your customers are, in what part of the journey they are, what do they want to look at? Is this just an information search, a decision search, or a consideration search? And very example is examine your email activity. Email still gives you 2.5 to 3.5% conversions. So that is an important area that one needs to look at. Measure the chatbot's effectiveness. And when you do this, you can optimize your knowledge base to basically help the customer to move forward to take decisions. And that's where you basically design the KPI. And when you design the KPI, it has to be strategic in nature. It is specific to the product, the customer service processes, and very, very importantly, it brings in efficiency both to your team as well as individual within your team, because everybody knows what they have to do. And very, very important, it brings in also customer satisfaction because every team member is aligned to meeting customers' expectation, where the purpose of both the individual as well as the purpose who's coming in as a client is understood. And when we get there, we have to understand the various aspects, which is we first of all have to understand, we have to repeat, and we have to make this element actionable. And the various metrics that you can follow, social media metrics, email metrics, website metrics, chatbot metrics, customer service metrics. Now, all these customer success metrics are up to you to follow. Some of it could be overloaded, some of it could be underloaded, but depends upon the size of the organization that you're in. But ideally, a mix of metrics should solve the problem based upon if your reach is a digital reach, then how do you basically do it? And when you do this, measure what you can rely on. And there are some smart measure tools that is available, which we could take it offline and discuss. The NPS is known to everybody, the customer retention rate, which is very important for businesses to understand. Unless and until they don't have a long-term engagement, this will be difficult to do it. Net retention rate, gross retention rate is very critical. Conversion rates is very, very important because today every visit to the website is as good as a visit to your office. Very important, what is the average resolution time, which is also known as an MTTR when it comes to mean time to resume, which is there, or resolve. First call resolution is very critical for new onboarded clients. A CSAT survey is very, very important. And very important for you to understand is how do you monitor your social media? What analytical tools you should take into consideration? How do you engage it? What is your customer engagement metrics? Where you have all the engagement metrics that is given to you in point 4. How many active users are there on your platform? How many are not active users? How many are just followers seeking for information? How do you grow them up? Then what is the abandonment rate? So let's say, for instance, I've discussed something with you so far, but after that, I've not taken a call to action, which means I've not decided to come further in the entire buying process. That's when I drop off from the system. And when this happens, you use visual elements. What are the visual elements? Any tools that is visual in nature. Could be something even as what Alifia was helping us, co-browsing, which is enabling us to do it online. While you are there online, I get an access to your screen and show you what to do. Another important thing is we can all do video chat and live demos or live communications or live broadcast. This is where we were also discussing about having one-on-one. Let me, for instance, tell you today, as we are doing this, as we are discussing, as the leadership team is having a 1 hour meet, we could enable something which is there in the format where from this meeting, we could go into another live demo session and come back to the same session to discuss further. And that enablement can be done through a live video communication link that is enabled in this particular Zoom platform. And when you do that, that brings in further. So offer any sort of conversational. What is conversational? What we were discussing now is conversational, absolute conversational element. In conversational element in selling, you do not sell. You basically collaborate with the customer to bring them on board to define their goal and challenges, enable them to see the solution and sell the solution. And that's what happens in consultative selling of today's form. And how you can do that, no matter what channel you are in, every information that you have is basically collected and put onto a UCV, which is a unified customer view. And when you do that, basically, you're able to maintain relationship. You're not maintaining records. Your CRM tool is not supposed to maintain records. It is supposed to maintain conversations, elements, buying journey, detailing out, and this is what we actually offer. And then this is a frictionless movement because you do not have to keep on answering the same thing again, which means the customer need not repeat. And after that, measure what truly matters. So this is where you have conversational elements involved in. And at the end, you not only measure and manage, you measure and enhance as well. And when this is done, you develop in various stages in customer service strategy. So whenever you are using the right technology, you also need to bring in training and enablement process. You need to reward the results because there should be an element which is basically a reward point system. And when you bring this reward point system, there are stages, which is called as a preparation stage, where you have various stages. It would differ from organization to organization, but the basic benchmark for a B2B and a B2C is this. And then you have the stage 2, which includes planning, where you do a detailed market research, which is also called a CPAC, a CMOD, a CTOT, and a CSET, which is basically a model in which you do analysis based upon the audience that you cater to. And when you do this audience catering, that is when you basically bring in another fine element to understand why is your customer stopping using service. So when we do not understand why the customer is not stopping using service, that's when we are not having a retention model. So the objective of a customer engagement model per se is not only to acquire new customers, it is also to retain their existing base. This is where we bring in analytics. So we choose and launch systems, we bring in plans, we test and refine the plans, and very importantly, we start tracking. Without tracking, nothing works. Without measuring, nothing is enabled. And without measuring and finding a resultant outcome, nothing works. In this world, if you do not measure, if you do not monitor, and if you do not respond to the monitoring elements, you have lost your business. And that is how customer engagement strategy has evolved, and it's so fast. Now, when you do the customer service, it is in different forms. And that's where it could be in person and segment-based and automated, individual or personal. Very importantly, you should realize what your customer service can differentiate. So better customer relationship, high customer retention, increased sales, increasing conversions is good. Better data for future is also good. But what is your actionable element? What is the KPI for your team? What is the engagement metrics for your team? And very importantly, your question should be around how can you personalize this service? If you do not have a technique to have conversation, you would lose out the customer irrespective of the geography that they are in, irrespective of the age brand and other brackets that they come from. And when this happens, you stop understanding the customer. So understand your audience, be fully omni-channel. Very importantly, take advantage of ML and AI, provide choices, respect privacy, and just be human. Today, what we lack is a human touch. The greatest element that will be of misfortune in the long run would be the lack of human element. If we bring in empathy, we bring in collaboration, we bring in teamwork, we work together, we are humans in understanding each other, we can work out a whole lot of things. And when you do this, I just want to tell you what we do in our approach. We basically understand and assess what is your current measure. We establish the goals and objectives. We define what should be your key metrics, take your concurrence, target it and change your behavior, which is there. Develop and customize content, plan and deliver training curriculum as for that, but it is just not training curriculum. It also includes coaching and reinforcement program. And that's where the entire process of sales training is being carried off. So the entire process of sales training is not only instruction-led, we do off-the-shelf, online, as well as offline, hybrid, plus on the field as well. And when we do this, our results are based upon the approach that we take. So we identify, develop, implement change. Change is basically the behavioral aspect. We measure the change, we try to sustain it and repeat the entire process time and again. So we have categorization of people also we are growing in because we are empowering individual with technology. So technology should not be the lead hand. It should all work in hybrid mode in collaboration with each other. And when you do that, we have various aspects that we need to consider in terms of your sales productivity tools, sales processes, your marketing and sales alignment, and very importantly, talent and skill to also work together. And when we do that, we have a very simple approach. A simple approach which any human being can understand. As you know, one of us mentioned, without investing anything, you could have money with you and earn about 50,000 Indian rupees. 50,000 Indian rupees is good for anybody of us. And we all started thinking, how could we earn that? So all of us raised hand immediately. And this particular approach is basically a psychological impact approach that has been understood, studied with analysis based upon individual behavior for us to carry out this action point. And when we do that, we do something which is called varied kinds of programs. So these are the programs that I specialize in. So sales leadership program, sales management program, sales coaching, sales strategic account, commercial equipment, even for non-sales people, negotiating client value, creating client value. I'm not talking about the normal negotiation, consultative selling. And in that consultative selling, we have a lead process and we have the entire prospecting to evaluating the customer. So entire aspect of it in any form of sale, including product or services, from a door-to-door to an e-commerce tool, to a project, to a B2B, to an institution, is completely covered. And this is what I would like to tell you all. Customer engagement is a process that needs to be carried out, and it has to be carried out seamlessly. And it is not possible without the human element. So we are all human beings. Let's keep the human element alive, even though we have chatbots and others. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Anil, Alifia, and others. And thank you for your patience in terms of hearing me for such a long time. I was babbling continuously. I'm sorry about that. I'll just stop sharing the screen and I'm back again with you all.
I think that was brilliant. For once, I met a trainer who talks at my pace. I go like really fast, and you were like, did anyone find him really fast? Or was good to cope with? Everyone was good? It was good to cope with? Or what? Did anyone find him fast?
Awesome.
Awesome, brilliant.
You're going at the same pace of yours, Alifia.
It's actually wow, Rakesh.
Lot of content.
Thank
It was
you,
a
sir.
lot of content.
Lot of content, yes.
Yeah. Any questions from anyone from our listeners? We have crossed 2 minutes, but we'll close in like 5. Yeah, Anupama, go ahead. So 1 second. I think what I can do is I want to congratulate and thank him. And in case anyone wants to leave, I would allow that and stuff. Vijay and Kuti, Sele, some of you have come just now. We really, I think, was full of nits and bits and diamonds all over, and it was lots of information and a lot of awareness and a lot of things that a lot of us everyone knows. Maybe it's created a lot more questions about how do we know that that's needed and it's important, and you brought it to the front of our face. I think everything is always, and bigger companies and bigger multinationals usually do all this. But I think for smaller entrepreneurs, we don't necessarily know how to kind of, access that sort of intellect and how do we implement it in our organizations and stuff. But it's always good to know that what are the benchmarks in whatever we're trying to do and achieve. So that's what you brought to the front, Rakesh, and we appreciate your time and sharing. With that note, I want to officially close the meeting, but I encourage everyone to stay on and do question answers and, understand more with Rakesh. And let's have another 10-15 minutes on if you want. But officially we do close, and if anyone needs to leave, you're more than welcome. Okay, so we'll see everyone else back next Saturday from
we can ask Anupama had a question.
Yeah. The room is open for engagement and collaboration and learning more from Rakesh if anyone has questions. So go ahead, Anupama, go ahead with your question, and then we'll have Lauren and Patty.
Thank you, Alifia. In fact, I do not have any questions, but I have appreciation for Mr. Rakesh. In fact, this last 20 minutes was a mini MBA in sales and customer service. So it was fantastic. And in fact, I was trying to compare whatever you said with the organization that I'm associated with, and I can see a lot of gaps. So maybe a one-to-one with you is a must for us in the next 1 week or so to take it forward. It was a real eye-opener, though it was a little fast for us. But yes, we think that it has added value. So thank you very much, Mr. Rakesh.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah, Lauren.
Over to you, Ali.
All applaud in one go. Clap, clap, clap for him. It was very well done.
It was very nicely done. I agree. Where's Paddy? Did we lose her? I think
Paddy had lost it, but I didn't see her.
I wanted to ask a question.
Yes.
Yeah, Lauren, you can go ahead, Lauren.
Okay, no problem. Moving forward from what Alifia was saying, this is huge to to apply to ourselves. We are small or solo entrepreneur. Is there a specific path or something that we need to take? Because your subject is vast, and in fact, if you can share the thing for us to review, I've seen a lot of things that I can or are already implemented or I want to implement to see further, to develop further my business. So what is the minimum to start with as a small business? That I need to understand. Hopefully we will talk again with the one-on-one. But as you mentioned, is how long, to your opinion, is the line to implement all of this step?
Right. Lauren, that's a very good question. In fact, I always compare a customer engagement strategy to a baby who's newborn and would like to take in solid food from liquid food. So let's say, for instance, I was breastfeeding till such time, and then I start having solid food, then my digestion process is very, very small because it's the reason my stomach is still not complex, which means the organization, for it to reach a level of complexity from a solopreneur to a large scale enterprise, is on the span of the organization. So you can have 2 or 3 elements that you can start with. customization of experience, and a couple of measures that you can basically follow. Now, this is a blueprint that all organizations would not be able to follow, even no matter how large in size. Please understand, any large in size also means that you have to put resources in place to get those things done. And when you do not have resources in place, that's where there is a slackness in terms of what you create and what you want to deliver. So the first thing, Lauren, that we should do is we should understand what can you do, which doesn't mean what is your capability. It means that how much of time share can you do, how much of mind share can you do, and very importantly, how much of enablement can you do. Because you got other important things to do. And this should not derail the main process. It should enable in the main process. And we can do it in stages. The second thing is, any customer enablement strategy, if you take up a model, it takes roughly between 6 to 12 months for it to conclude. Because you form a base architecture, but after that, you keep on evolving it as the time goes by. So there is no hard and fast rule that says that, let's say I selected 5 KPIs, I need to follow 5 KPIs. It doesn't work like that. It works based upon what meets your requirement and what works for you. So that's where we call in for an agile process, and we have to accept what works for us. Another important thing that I want to tell all of you is, which I've seen across a lot of clients, they want the other process that their competition has followed. It's not important. You are a unique element if you're a solopreneur. If you are an entrepreneur and a proprietorship, that's a different element. And if you are a large space organization, it's a different element. Everybody is unique because your team is unique, your processes are unique, you as an individual is unique. So uniqueness matters, and that's where we have to rationalize what we can work on, what we cannot work on. And I will send this presentation across. Anil, I'll give it across to you. Please share it with all the others. I want all of them to benefit. As I told you, my process is to collaborate, enable, and empower all of you. I'm here to give, because if you grow, you improve the employment rate, and we can actually change the lives of many people. So let's do that. I'll be more than glad to share it across.
Thanks, Rakesh. You stay connected with us. Stay connected with Entrepreneurs Connect. So yeah. Every Saturday. So this is not going to take a lot of energy for you.
Yeah. Can I ask one? Can I ask? Just a clarification.
Please,
you mentioned about the consultative selling concept, and what is the difference between consultative and the persuasive selling concept?
See, one thing that you need to understand in consultative selling is both the party that you are consulting with as well as you as an organization are in a discovery mode. The discovery mode calls in for frequent interaction conversations. These are basically conversations that are not persuasive conversations like in selling, because in persuasive conversations, you push to sell. But in these conversations, what happens is you discover what is important, what is not important. And in consultative selling, you could use PIN, you could use SNAP, you could use Challenger, you could use Solution, you could use even optimum selling points. And here, the resultant metrics in which you talk are basically strategic advisors, strategic influencers, strategic decision makers, strategic money authority and need, and very importantly, users also there. So it's a complex hybrid methodology as compared to a normal methodology in the other format. But people today use persuasive, consultative selling interchangeably without understanding the difference.
All right. Thank you.
They say that persuasive consultative selling also, but persuasive will push you across the goal, but consultative selling would basically help you define. So you define your goal and challenges to take it forward.
Thank you.
And it is evolved from 1983.
Yes, Sandeep, can we have your views of the eConnect platform? Your first time, actually, you've come here to our platform.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, first of all, thank you basically for connecting me. I was trying to connect with all this last